Hey, what up, everybody? Stevie Breach coming to you tonight. I finished one of the most grueling 3-hour editions of Monday Night Raw that I have ever watched. This put me to the brink of just shutting it off and just walking away. Shout out to my good buddy Assault and Battery 777. He didn't have to watch this pile of crap before the show started. I forget what he said, but he just basically said that he wasn't watching it. He's tweeting about hockey, so he's probably watching hockey over Monday Night Raw, and honestly, he made the right choice. There was only two good things that were on this 3-hour edition of Raw. One was a commercial vignette promo deal, just hyping up the match between Ryback versus John Cena, explaining the whole storyline and just how much this match is going to mean for this Falls Count Anywhere match between Ryback and John Cena. The other was an elimination tag match. It was Team Hell No and John Cena going up against The Shield. Honestly, if it wasn't for those two segments, um, this probably would have been the worst Raw of all time. I don't know. I mean, that's honestly the two only really good things that really came out of this. Unless you're like me, I don't even know that's a really good thing. I was about to say the Jack Swagger announcement, but it didn't really do him any good. Basically, they came to a ruling on the Dolph Ziggler case. Dolph Ziggler, they admitted, was injured, and he's unable to compete at the Extreme Rules pay-per-view. They do believe that he will be able to go for the next pay-per-view that's going to be in Chicago Payback. So the Extreme Rules match, which was a triple threat ladder match for the World Heavyweight Championship, is now going to be Swagger versus Del Rio in they went with their initial match where they were planning on doing this before they put the title onto Ziggler. It was going to be a tap out, whatever it's called. You have to make the guy tap out. What the hell is that kind of match called? You got a I Quit match, I guess you can say. Between Swagger and Del Rio, that's gonna be a number one contenders match. The winner of that match will go on and face Ziggler for the championship at Payback. I don't know. I mean, the main event, I guess you can say, which was a stare down between Triple H and Brock Lesnar. Triple H came out and lowered the cage down, delivered a promo, basically saying that Lesnar was scared to come out and face Triple H because if Lesnar came out and Triple H knocked him out again and was able to beat him at Extreme Rules, that he wasn't going to have any market value at all. And basically everything that he kept going on and on about his whole mystique flying out the window is what everybody was thinking before WrestleMania was, why would Triple H put him in a position where he's going to beat Lesnar? WWE is paying Lesnar, buku amount of money to show up basically whenever he wants to, or whenever they really really need him to. Uh, you know, they're really overpaying this guy, and for him to come over here and to be doing jobs, you have this big massive star, and every time you see him, he gets a little bit smaller, and definitely every time you beat him, it gets a little bit smaller and smaller and smaller too, and I don't know what the hell they're gonna do. There's no way you can erase what happened at WrestleMania. Lesnar should have probably be undefeated for the longest amount of time before they finally really beat this guy at a WrestleMania. And I know that was a WrestleMania, but that was his first WrestleMania since coming back. He should have honestly destroyed Triple H, like beat Triple H to the brink of us never seeing him ever again. That's how they really should have got over this monster. But instead, it's WWE, and they're mishandling him, much like when they had the Big Show come over from WCW, and they beat him just weeks in on a Monday Night Raw. It wasn't even on a pay-per-view, and it made no sense at all why you would have something that is so cherished as a real big bad scary dude, and this guy is a big bad scary dude that's already star in the mainstream world with UFC and everything else, and I don't know. I mean, like I said, there's no way you can make up for what happened at WrestleMania. People aren't really going to remember Extreme Rules. Well, that was probably a good thing, too. Teddy Long said Extreme Rules. Extreme Rules! and that always gets a pop out of me. But I don't know, man. They started out this Monday Night Raw with a dance fest. It was the most thing that they were hyping up the whole week. I think WWE doesn't realize that nobody really cares about Fandango anymore. If you go to the show and you're actually going to be there live, you'll do the dance. Nobody at home is doing the dance. I mean, you're doing it there at the show to have fun, to stand out, and get the most out of your ticket value. But anybody who's sitting at home right now, nobody cares. Nobody's listening to that song anymore. Nobody's singing it themselves anymore. It's just for the people that are there. And I don't know. I just don't think this guy is what he was a month ago, and I don't think WWE realizes it. I mean, they're the last guy to get the joke in the room, and it's too late because they put a whole bunch into this segment, and it fell flat. Nobody cared about it. It was one of the first things that made me want to change the channel. It was just bad, bad all around. And just like last week when they had that triple threat match to pick the stipulation to Extreme Rules for the World Heavyweight Championship, where it was Biggie Langston against Zeb against Ricardo. It's just fucking stupid, and it puts you in a bad mood for the rest of the show. I honestly thought this is one of the worst Raw openers of all time. I thought this was worse than that triple threat a couple weeks ago. Um, but I have no clue them ever doing anything like this before. Ryback killed Zack Ryder. I have no idea watching that match. I don't remember that at all. Primetime Players and the Tons of Funk. That was a good match. Primetime Players picked up the win. It's always good to see them going over. Tons of Funk. Everybody was rumored and saying they were going to be on the pay-per-view Extreme Rules, going up against Cody Rhodes and Damian Sandow. Rhodes is on the freaking pre-show going up against The Miz. I really like both of these guys. Hopefully this match really delivers, and hopefully it'll be the start of something good going for these guys because they both deserve it, and they need to get going. The Miz, missed some time. He was making his Christmas movie. It's going to be on the ABC Family Network. Hopefully I can get him over a little bit more, but Cody needs to get the ball running because it's been stalled on him for a good long while. Let's see. Kofi Kingston and Damian Sandow. I have no clue. I don't remember this match at all. I don't know what I was doing, but I missed that match. I know Kofi Kingston set up. He's gonna face the Shield for the United States Championship. He's gonna I don't know what the hell they're gonna do with that. I don't really want to see the Shield lose. I know we saw the Shield, like one guy got disqualified, Roman Reigns, and uh, um, Seth Rollins got pinned, and that was to set up the eliminations in the Cena and Team Hell No match tonight. But for them to really lose a match, I don't really want to see it. But at the same time, I don't really want to see the Shield with one mid card championship belt. I want to see them really focusing mostly on being involved in the main event. And I don't want to see Kofi Kingston be the one guy who really beats the Shield for the first time. So I don't know really what you're going to do with that. But that honestly could be a big mess. He had Miz came back against Heath Slater. I really liked that match. I thought it was really good. Um, AJ versus Natalia. That was some of the worst announcing I've ever heard of all time. You had the Bellas and Caitlyn, Hornswoggle, and Khali were all down at ringside for commentating, and this was a mess. This was a big, big mess. It was horrible. I can remember Layla doing some commentating one time. I can't remember who it was. One of the heels came over and made fun of her, and I think pushed it too far over the limit. This wasn't even that long ago. I want to say it was The Miz, but maybe it wasn't The Miz. I can't really remember off the top of my head, but somebody pushed it too far with Layla, and then she started really going off on the guy, and it almost made her look like a heel. It's sort of like she forgot her character and everything that it was. But honestly, Triple H and Brock Lesnar, I don't know what was worse, the opener or the ender, but both of them were worse. And I apologize. I don't have a whole bunch of that I normally give in Raw reviews, but like I said in the beginning, this is one of the most abysmal Monday Night Raws I can ever think of. For this to be the go home show for Extreme Rules, I hope people aren't buying the show because of this. But I think the people that were going to buy Extreme Rules were already set on buying Extreme Rules from this point. They're probably the people that buy all the WWE pay-per-views. I don't think anybody's going to buy this show as a fringe show. Like, well, I'm in now. I mean, there's nothing really there to make you, press the button on the remote. But we'll see. Maybe they could find a way to deliver us a good pay-per-view. But these Monday Night Raws been killing me, man. Bad. This was not fun tonight, and we'll have to see. I'm not saying WWE's done. I'm not saying it's stupid. I'm just saying that tonight's was bad, and I was in the wrong state of mind. That the whole dance off just didn't do it for me, and just made me, my whole thing. I've said this 1,000 times. I've told the story about the Scott Steiner and Triple H pose off where I was just like, if they do this crap again, I'm done. And then they came back the next week and they did the freaking debate, and I was like, I didn't watch wrestling for a year and a half after that. It was the WrestleMania 20 DVD that made me really come back. But WrestleMania every year, a whole bunch of fans come back for that, January time from the Royal Rumble to WrestleMania. And you can tell by the ratings numbers that a whole bunch of the fans will stay after Mania because they've liked what they've seen in that block. It's like they always want to give them a chance for those months after Mania that the shit's not going to get bad. But then it just, like, this right here is the perfect example of one of those just casual fans that knows they're going to watch from January to April, sees that shit and just says, it hasn't changed. I'll see you in January. I mean, that's one of the things that somebody changed the channel and they ain't coming back. I mean, that's the only way to say it. It's just dumb. Let me know what you guys think. Hopefully it wasn't too much of a downer for you today, tomorrow, tonight, whenever it is you're watching this. Peace out, guys.